I have 6 kids and I love them all dearly, but I never want to have to live with them. And
Right.
so, I covet my independence. And as I get older, I'm like, I need to be more serious because did you know 50% of people 85 and older, 50% of people 85 and older will be diagnosed with dementia of one form or another. And it means if you're blessed to live to 85, you have a 1 in 2 chance of having lost your mind. And marijuana increases the risk of dementia.
Really?
Yeah. There's studies now, and its use is skyrocketing in older people. So in Canada, there was a study where 15 years ago, 5% of people over 50 used marijuana. Now it's 21%.
The government of Canada, the government of the United States, is encouraging that. Why would they be doing that?
I don't know. It's just wrong thinking.
Yeah.
Because
at best,
we don't want dementia increasing in the population. Alzheimer's is expected to triple by 2050. No, it's like, no.
I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. I don't know any if there's any weed smokers in chat. I've dabbled in my day when I was younger. I can feel it. I could feel it. Especially with the potency of shit nowadays. It's like, maybe your weed, your boof back in 1970, you'd smoke some grass and it'd be like, all right, I got a little bit of buzz, whatever. But like the shit they have now is like, it's like a schizo level drug. I keep saying in my lifetime, we're going to see an overdose. We're going to see overdoses on weed. We're going to see overdose deaths maybe on weed. It's going to get so potent and so extreme. People are going to continue to refine it. That it's going to get to a point where people are just going to like literally zone the fuck out. They're going to like vegetate themselves or potentially even die. Some girl who stabbed got spared jail. She was psychotic from weed. Yeah, dude. You can feel that, man. You want to induce psychosis in yourself? You should smoke the most potent weed you can find and watch Inland Empire. Watch David Lynch's Inland Empire. It's a 3-hour schizo-ridden film. This thing, not a good time. I didn't have a good time watching this. It was like the one David Lynch movie I was like, no, I'm cool on that. That was just it was too much. Literally 3 hours long of schizo bullshit. Schizo brain rot.
I did notice that among my clients, I like the pot users the most because their lives never went anywhere. They remain customers forever. And I hate to burst your bubble, but I'll be frank with you now. If you are a marijuana smoker, I would vastly prefer you switch to heroin. And here's why. Heroin will take you down faster. And you can then pick yourself up and start your life. Because marijuana is the drug of illusion. It creates the illusion that you are thinking great thoughts and doing great things while you are sitting on the sofa growing a beard.
This is true. You end up just vegging out. You turn yourself into a zombified state where you're just like this. I've had many a times where I've stayed up till 3, 4, 5 in the morning when I have to get up the next day because I'm in this vegetative state watching YouTube, vegged out. And I'm like, why is my sleep schedule suck so much? Why am I so tired all the time? And so many times you see people who are like big into weed, especially with women. I see this with women a lot. They will have the biggest bags under their eyes because it turns you into this, it puts you in a halfway state to where you're not asleep, but you're not awake. So you're kind of resting, but you're not. And it allows for time and life to pass you by and for you to maybe be thinking about something. You may be to be, oh, that was a really funny or really good idea. But really, you're not manifesting and creating. You're not executing anything in real life. That's what the elites want. They want you to be in a state of complacency and non-actualization. They don't want anything concrete to be occurring in life. They don't want you to create anything because that's a threat. That's a physical threat. Starting a family is a physical threat to them. That's you taking yourself into the future. If you have kids and you raise them properly and you instill in them your values and your ideas, that's you in the future. You're going to exist after you die. They're going to have to deal with you again, motherfucker. You thought I was dead? My kid's going to take my legacy, take all my money because I'm giving it all to him. All my wealth that I've accrued. Sorry, boomers. I know not many of you are doing that, but you should have been. You should give your kids all your wealth because that's one of the things that the elite hate. They would love for you to die and to give your estate over to the government for them to take and disperse and do what they want. Oh, you're going to live 70, 80 years you're going to pay taxes into this bullshit system we created, and then you're going to fuck off and die, and you're going to relegate all your possessions to us? Hell yeah. If I was the elite, I would say, fuck yeah, I love that. Forfeit it. Talk about communism. Give it to your progeny. You leave legacy whether you want to or not. People were claiming that they could avoid a bad legacy by not having children. A lot of times it's not a physical legacy, so it doesn't hold a fixed status into the future after you're gone. The creation and the manifestation can be, it can be this YouTube channel. It can be writing. It can be something. I'm not saying that, it has to be kids, but I think kids are way more dynamic and they can do a lot more. And there's way more potential involved in children, but it has to be something physical and it has to be manifested before you're dead, because when you die, it's done with you. And all the people that you've affected, if they don't have any kids and they don't create anything either, guess what? Your memory also fades away with them. There's a phrase in politics that's called sphere of influence. Large scale nations having sphere of influence of smaller nations, right? The hegemons in the region have sphere of influence. We have a sphere of influence of basically everybody, but we have a sphere of influence directly with South America, South and Latin America. Russia has one with, Ukraine, Belarus, and China and whatnot, right? China has one with other Asian countries. You as an individual also have a sphere of influence among the people you interact with. This is why I tell people to look good as best you can, talk good, be good as best you can. And that somebody who's watching you, somebody who's in your sphere of orbit, sphere of influence, that might rub off on them. And then what happens is they might start to act that way as well, and they'll spread it to someone else. Similar to what we were talking about with streamers, you can do that in your personal life too. You still impact other people around you with everything that you are. So if you don't resolve trauma, you will pass your trauma on to others. Likewise, if you work on healing and pursuing virtue, you will be a positive influence on your own children and or everyone else if you remain celibate. I'm sorry, I saw A9O's comment. What if I was a serial killer? We don't know. You might be. We don't know. I think he was maybe responding to me. If you were a serial killer and your sphere of orbit was killing people, that's not good. That's what I'm saying. I say you have to be good. You have to act good. You have to dress good. You have to look good. You have to build the part. And that doesn't mean you're batting 1,000, but you have to have the spirit of these things so that any given time when you interact with people, they can feel the spirit of these things within you. And then they might adopt the spirit of these things as well. Marijuana makes sensitive the part of the brain that enjoys surprises, plot twists, and epiphanies. That's why stoners are associated with going, whoa, bro, because everything feels much deeper and more impressive. This leads to exactly what he described, the illusions of grandeur. But I think he's right. I think that there is an element of things that you're experiencing. There is a disconnect, disassociation of reality, of what you're experiencing and the severity of the experience in your mind, the degree of severity in your mind. So plot twists, epiphanies, surprises, I'm such a genius, man. All the while, nothing's actually manifesting. Nothing's actualized in real life. You're not actually changing anything. You're not doing anything. You are a couch potato. You are a vegetable. You just ordered DoorDash. You are going to bed with Arby's in your stomach, and you're going to go work your wagey job tomorrow. Come home, rinse, repeat. Good night.